Okay, time to go back to the beginning. A game franchise that spans 40 plus years. As in all Zelda games, it is a story of Link traveling throughout the lands of Hyrule to save it from Ganon. My first problem with this game is that I played Zelda 2 first. I thought Zelda 2 was a standard, and Zelda 1 was the oddball. But in fact, Zelda 2 was actually the odd one out. I finally realized this when I played Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. I think today, the only reason to play this is if you're like a mega fan of Zelda and want to see where the series started. Otherwise, don't play this. Don't bother. I think you need to ask yourself, when is retro too retro? Personally, I think if you play this game, you need your head examining. The best thing about this game is that it's on a gold cartridge. If you really like Zelda, buy it and just display it on your shelf. Don't play it. If you're just getting into the series, maybe a good start is Ocarina of Time, the start of the 3D era. I wouldn't go back any further. Life's too short. However, it's great to see the foundations of the Zelda series and where everything came from. The familiar items like the raft and the candle are right here from day one. There's also a ladder. I'm not sure why. Surely you could find this anywhere. Anyway, that's my justification for playing through this game. But I'm just gonna say, I didn't like the game then, and I don't like it now. I know it's considered one of the best games of all time, but I think it's overrated. It's not that good. The premise of the game is that Princess Zelda has broken the Triforce into 8 pieces and hid them throughout the land of Hyrule, so Ganon can't get a hold of them to conquer the land. So you'll need to go to 8 dungeons to collect these pieces. Sounds easy enough, but it isn't. You are going to need a guide. The game is just way too cryptic, and the clues are terrible. Finding these 8 dungeons in the overworld is an ordeal in itself, without these guys in the water taking cheap shots at you the whole time. Anyway, you just end up wandering around and accidentally stumbling across them. I died so many times exploring the map for the first time. It was like on every screen. You say, exploring's not hard? Oh, then you haven't played Zelda 1. Every screen looks the same. A few are memorable if it's got a lake in it, but it's so easy to get lost. The map in the top left-hand corner is neither use nor ornament. Look at it. You are just a white block. Also, some of the areas are hidden in the mountains, and you need to blow them up. Without a guide, you would have to try like every square. How long would that take? Years? And the same goes for using the candle to burn down trees. Oh yeah, let's go burn down the whole forest. One dungeon, there's a section where you gotta go up 5 times to get to it. How would you know this? Using the flute to get to Dungeon 7 is pretty cool. You'll recognize the melody from the Warp Whistle in Super Mario Bros. 3 and the opening theme from Ocarina of Time. The dungeons, or underworld as they are referred to, are just as problematic as the overworld. In certain places you can blow holes in the walls, but there's no context, visual or otherwise. You just randomly blow up walls as you go. Why isn't there like a crack in the wall or something? The same for pushing a certain block after all the enemies are defeated. This generally leads to a secret staircase to an item, but how would you know? As you explore the dungeons, you do come across hints, but they're all useless. Go to the end room? I mean, what the heck? Apparently Peninsula is misspelled here. No big deal, it's not like Bimmy and Jimmy, is it? When you do finally get to the end of the dungeon, you're treated to a boss that looks like it's being drawn by a 3-year-old. The game looks so primitive, even by early Nintendo standards. The boss in the second dungeon is a Triceratops. It looks like it belongs more in a Jurassic Park game than this. Nothing really to mention in the third dungeon other than the questionable map layout. But to be fair, this game is Japanese, I've worked in Asia, and that symbol is all over the place on temples. I was told it actually means good luck. The boss in this level is also pretty cool with its snapping beaks. I did really like going to level 4 by raft. This very much reminded me of Zelda 2. I found this game fairly easy up to the level 4 boss, and this is where I really started to struggle. I died so many times here. And yes, I did use save states. I'm not gonna go play that whole dungeon again. No chance. It's boring. Anyway, I did have to relent and return to the overworld to level up my character a bit and get more hearts. But I came back and still died. But in the end I did manage to beat it. Yay me. The level 5 boss was a giant eye. Come on. Anyway, you have to play the flute to shrink it. Was there even a clue telling you this? When you've got maximum hearts, you've got like a sword gun. Anyway, I just hid in the doorway where no one could hit me and beat the boss that way. The sound the specters make that you see in Dungeon 6 remind me of the Super Mario Bros. 2 eggs. They sound the same to me. Also, the bombs in both games look very similar too. The Dungeon 6 boss is like the easiest boss in the game. Just one shot to the eye with an arrow. The only problem is, you need to know this. The grumble part of level 7 is just daft. You actually need to go out and buy some meat and give it to him. Why even put this in? This is just filler. At the end of level 7, they clearly ran out of ideas and just put the level 1 boss back in. They must have done this dungeon on a Friday afternoon. Dungeon 8, you get a book to read and some more helpful clues. The final dungeon is hidden in this rock. I do remember being shown this by one of my friends as a kid. I had a lot of friends who played this game and shared tips with each other. I think in the pre-internet era, this is the only way you could actually progress in a game, by working together. It's a shame that this doesn't happen anymore. I hate that you need to find important items in the final dungeon. It's very Dragon Warrior-esque, like getting Erdrick's sword. I just want to get on with it. Unfortunately, you're gonna need to find the silver arrows if you're going to beat the game. But look at level 9, it's so confusing. You have to warp all over the map, from place to place, just to get to Ganon. What a waste of time! Hopefully, you've already gotten the magic sword from the graveyard at this point. Another item I don't know how you would find without a guide. I never did find that final heart. Who cares? Let's take on Ganon. Defeat Ganon and he explodes, revealing another Triforce triangle. I know we have all of them already. I think I read somewhere this is like the Super Triforce or something. People say this game is a classic. Maybe it is, but I don't recommend it. But if you want to play it on the Switch. Just boot it up on there, play it for half an hour or so, and then forget about it. But at least you've seen where it all begins. When you beat the game, you get a sword in your hand in the save menu, so there's a second quest you can play if you want to go through this misery again. You can also skip the first quest by typing in the name Zelda as your name. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this and make better life choices than I have. See you next time.